Hey y'all, Iric Sky here, and they're sold out pretty much everywhere now, but I got lucky and, well, I wouldn't say I got desperate because I'm not really the type person to be desperate about an Apple Watch. The Apple Watch Series 1, for example, was not something I was interested in. I thought it was cool they got into the wearable technology game, but the watch was a failure in my opinion because it lacked water resistance. And it also lacked a GPS, meaning that if you're a cyclist like I am, when you're out biking, if you had a Series 1, you would have to have your phone with you also for the GPS functionality. Where they've really succeeded with Series 2 that I have here, and this is the gold aluminum case with the Coco band, just a little rubber strap. Where they've really done a great job with this is that they've incorporated a GPS. So if you're not a tech nerd and you don't know what GPS is, think of your car that you may have navigation in it, maps showing you where to drive and this, that, and the other. GPS is that technology. But from a wearable technology perspective, GPS is great because when you're jogging, when you're walking, or if you're backpacking, whatever your task may be, this Series 2 Apple Watch can communicate with the satellites in orbit without having your phone. So if you want to turn your phone off when you're out in nature and conserve that battery, maybe you don't want the travel size and weight, you just want something that's on your wrist. You're going for a bike ride, you're going for a backpacking trip, you don't want to deal with all that technology. You want to leave the technology at home, yet you still want to have the GPS capabilities. This is a great way to do that. Packaging, like one might expect, is pure Apple. I'm in the car. I tell you, I was so excited to get this thing out of the box. I just straight up dropped the wall charger component that was over here in the floor. So we may not have that featured within this video until later. This right here is the charger, which, again, this is just the unboxing video. It's got some cardboard around it. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. I mean, again, I'm not in the studio. I'm literally out in the car driving down the road, and not driving. I'm a passenger in the car going down the road, and out of excitement, I want to go ahead and get this unboxed. So I'm just going to show you. There's the USB thing you plug into your computer, or the wall jack that I dropped, and this is the piece that would interface with the watch. But I'm sure what everyone's most curious about is the watch itself. It says designed by Apple in California, and there's actually going to be a strap in there. But this is the watch. So nothing from a presentation perspective, nothing non-Apple about it. I mean, when you get an Apple device, you expect intuitive diagrams, as you see here. If you're not too intelligent, you may have to reference this diagram for how to place your watch on your wrist. This, and I'm going to verify this, but this should come with two of these Coco bands. The one that's attached, which I think is probably the shorter of the two. I have a big wrist. The shorter of the two was quite snug for me. It was actually in the last little hole on the strap. But my expectation is that what we may find within this is the longer one. So let's dump this out. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, without a film crew and that sort of thing, it's kind of more challenging to film this video. But again, nevertheless, I wanted to get this video out ASAP. So that's a little piece of paper. And this right here is one of the two pieces. Let me see if we can see in this light. This is marked SM. You can see right there, probably very faintly within this video. This video is 4K. So if you have a 4K compatible monitor or computer or smart TV, crank it up. But this is the one piece that's SM, which is the shorter piece. So I think the one that's actually on the watch by default is probably, let's see what it says. I'll rip this packaging off here, like an animal. This right here says ML, yeah. So the one that's on there is a larger one. As I had mentioned, this secondary one that comes with it, the shorter one, it's the one where I had to place, because I've got big wrist, had to put it in that last hole, which wasn't a problem. But if my wrist expanded, it could prove to be a challenging situation. So let's see if that other piece is. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think that makes sense. So this piece is the same for both, but should you choose to use the shorter wristwatch strap, see, you would replace the one that's on it with a shorter one. That's a better way to visualize it. See, shorter on the top, longer on the bottom. But this other piece is the same for either. That makes sense. So that's why I didn't find another one. Whoa, we're encountering some turbulence on the highway. And again, I'm not driving. I have a driver. And that's why I'm doing this unboxing video in a vehicle. Moving down the road, but I'm not driving. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this is just the unboxing video. The Coco Gold Apple Watch Series 2, the new Apple Watch that incorporates the GPS and the enhanced water resistance. So how well will it perform? Well, we're going to find out, because I am taking this Apple Watch out. I got another sailing trip coming up, so I got to get out of my boat and go down to those islands called the Caribbean and swim around, and we'll see how this handles, how it holds up in salt water, in swimming pools throughout the Caribbean. So if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so. It's Irix Guy's Adventure Channel, youtube.com/Irix Guy. And one thing I wanted to say, I want to give a shout out to a very cool person. Often when you go into these stores, these Apple stores, your customer service experience may be lacking, but the gentleman that sold me this watch, he did an exceptional job. He pulled out all the different straps, this, that, and the other, and he was highly knowledgeable and actually influenced my purchase decision in a positive way. Now, ultimately, yes, I did walk out with the least expensive of the Apple Watch 2, this being the aluminum. The only way I could have saved a few more bucks is if I went with a smaller face, but I went with 42. The smaller than 40 millimeter on my wrist looks like garbage because I got big wrist. That's a 40 millimeter. And then this Apple Watch 2 is a 42 millimeter. So yeah, it looks good for its intended purpose. Again, I'm going to do a series of review videos, but my intended purpose for the Apple Watch 2 is cycling, running, and using GPS functionality while I'm backpacking. Ultimately, if and you can get different straps for these. If I want to wear something on a formal occasion, I'm going to wear a nice Swiss watch. But for fitness tracking and GPS capabilities and still being able to swim with it, Apple Watch 2 for me is a no-brainer. And I know there were mixed opinions about the Apple Watch 1, but again, stay tuned to my channel because this is just the unboxing video. Just got my Apple Watch 2 42 millimeter on the Coco strap. So, I'll tell you what happens. Good experience, bad experience, I don't sugarcoat it. But my initial impressions are highly favorable. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe. youtube.com/Irix Guy. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day.